Well, what's happening? So today is Monday's PT session. So we're just keeping the same split as we always do in the gym. So we're back to week 1 in our program. So we're back into our pause squats. Just a wee quick overview. So you've got your warm up, block A, block B, and then into your finisher. This week's finisher is going to be an Emom. So every minute on minute. But the warm up, I got 2 exercises. So the first one is glute bridge. So just lying down on your back, pulling your heels in close to your bum. And then from here, you're just tucking your pelvis up, squeezing your glutes, and back down again. So that's the first one. And the second one is jump squats, so feet shoulder width apart, sitting into the squat, jump, land back into the squat again. So we're going to set a timer for 3 minutes. We're going to use round as many rounds as we can. Ready? So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good. So notice how he's tucking his pelvis rather than extending his hips to the ceiling. So you'll not feel no pressure in his lower back. He's getting a nice squeeze in the glutes. So we're doing 10 reps. Then once we did 10, we're going to do our jump squats. So feet shoulder width apart. Nice soft landing. He's falling back into that squat again. He's not landing with a straight leg. Good stuff. So 10 jump squats. And then once you did your jump squats, straight back into your glute bridges. You're going to keep going for 3 minutes. So block A, 2 exercises is normal. First one is a pause squat. So with your kettlebell or dumbbell, it's in tight to the chest, feet shoulder width apart, sitting right down into the squat. 3, 2, 1. Back up again, squeeze the glutes and the quads at the top. So 3, 2, 1, and back up. Make sure you get that pause and you're stopping dead. And then the second one is a single arm pendulum row. So from here, feet nice and close together, inside hip width. Bend the knees slightly, push the hips back so your back and chest is parallel to the ground. And we're bringing our elbow up towards the ceiling, finishing with a 90-degree inner elbow. We're going to do 60 seconds of the pause squats and then 60 seconds each side on the single arm pendulum row. Ready? So 3, 2, 1, let's go. That's it. So notice how he's stopping completely dead at the bottom and there's no momentum to get back up again. So it's a nice pause at the bottom. So you're holding for roughly 3 to 4 seconds at the bottom and back up again. We're going to do this for 60 seconds. If you've got a band, it's just coming along the back and you're going to stand on the bottom of the band. Good stuff, yeah, that's it. Right, we'll move on to our pendulum row then. So knees slightly bent, hips are coming back towards the ceiling or the wall. And then his chest and back parallel to the ground and his elbows finishing with a 90-degree angle and he's squeezing his shoulder blade against his other one. That's it. So this is going to hit your upper back. Good stuff. So we're going to do 30 seconds each side, so swap hands. Good. So what you're doing this side, you've got 60 seconds of pause squat, 30 seconds each arm on the pendulum row. You're going to rest for 40 seconds and then you're going to complete that 4 times. On to block B, so same as the kettlebell and dumbbell, you hold it the exact same way. With your dumbbell, you're just holding it on the outside of either end. If you have a kettlebell, you're just holding it in there like that. But you can hold your dumbbell like that if you want. So from here, nice big chest. So feet hip width apart, bend the knees slightly, push the hips back, keep your resistance nice and close by your leg. Down so you can feel a nice big stretch in your hamstrings. And then as you're coming up, tuck the pelvis and squeeze your glutes. Make sure when you're coming down that your toes aren't lifting off the ground. You got to push through the middle of your foot. And then up, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes. So that's the first one, Romanian deadlift. Second one is glute bridge and press. So down into the glute bridge position, keeping the hips up at all times. Elbow roughly at 45 degrees from here. You're coming up, pressing. Dumbbell comes into the center of your chest, squeeze your chest, back down again. Whatever you do, do not let those hips drop. 30 seconds each side on that one. And then the last one's a turkey sit-up. So from here, you've got your resistance out in front, arm in that nice chest, a floor press position. As you're sitting up, your arm finishes in tight your ear, back down into the floor press position. We're going to do that one for 30 seconds. So, start off from Romanian deadlift. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, so slightly bend them knees, pushing the hips back. If you're bending your knees too much, you're not going to feel a stretch in your hamstring. And then as soon as you can't go no further, you're back up, tucking the pelvis, and it's really squeezing the glutes hard. Perfect, good stuff. Right, last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So we've got our glute bridge and press. So he's always keeping his hips off the ground. Our elbow is in here, 45 degrees. We're not up there when we're pressing. We keep them up, that's it. We're just keeping them up at all times, that's it. Elbow to the floor, bringing that dumbbell up into the center of the chest so you can get that squeeze on in your chest. We're doing 30 seconds each side. That's it, so swap over, man. That's it, good stuff, man. Good, so notice how them hips are never dropping, you gotta keep the height. Right, and then we'll go into our turkey sit-up. If you struggle with your turkey sit-up, pop your feet up underneath the sofa or chair, something's gonna keep your feet on the ground. That's it, so arms always finishing in the chest press, the floor press position, and then as we're sitting up, arms finishing in tight to the air. We're gonna do this for 30 seconds. What I recommend for you to do instead of doing all one side, just change every 2 reps. Just change into the opposite side until the timer's up. And we're done. So 3 exercises, Romanian deadlift, 60 seconds, glute bridge and press, 30 seconds each side, and then turkey sit up, 30 seconds, and you're going to change every 2 reps. 40 seconds rest, and then you're doing 3 rounds. The finisher for lean then. To start off with, we've got an Emom, so it's every minute on the minute. Every time a new minute starts, you've got to do these 2 exercises. Depending on how long it takes you to get them done, the remaining time inside that minute is your rest period. So the first one is a mountain climber, so we're going tall plank position. So hips in line with our shoulders. From here, you're bringing the knees up into the chest. I'm going to do 5 each leg, and then the second one's a plank to press up. So the hardest way to do a plank to press up is here, tall plank, elbows, back up again. If you're struggling with that, you're just leaning forward on your thighs, keeping a straight line from that hip, the shoulder, coming down on the elbow, back up again. Each time you're getting up, you gotta make sure you're changing hands that you're getting up with. You're gonna do 5 each arm. We've got 5 each leg mountain climbers, 5 each arm on the plank press up. We're gonna do 4 rounds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. That's it. Okay, we're going to do a plank press up. So up, he's changing hands and he's getting up with. So he's not overcompensating on one side. Good. So how we're going to work out then? We're going to do 8 rounds. Every minute on the minute. Once you did that, then that's you finish. Finisher for build in, 2 exercises. We've got an AMRAP as normal, as many rounds as possible, 12 reps of each exercise. First one's a squat pulse, so dumbbell or kettlebell and take the chest, sit in the squat, up halfway, back down. It's 1, 2, 3, you're going to do 12 of them. Then the second one is a hip thrust. So shoulder blades on your box chair or sofa table, whatever you're going to use. Heels in nice and tight. Weights coming across your hips. From here, chin into the chest, lift the hips up. Tuck the pelvis, squeezing the glutes. And back down again. We're going to do 12 of each exercise. So 8-minute timer. We're going to do as many rounds as we can. We're ready? Let's go. That's it. So he's only coming up halfway and he's sitting back down into it again. This will help your squat mobility as well. 12 reps. And then he has 12 reps on the hip thrust. So coming up, tucking the pelvis, same again. We're not extending them hips and putting a load of pressure onto our lower back. Good, and then keeping that chin in tight to the chest. Good stuff. So once you've done these two exercises, you're going to keep repeating them until your 8-minute timer is up. So try and get as many rounds in as you can.